Residing in Pune, Akash Saraf is an up-and-coming pianist who fakes being blind as an experiment to improve his piano skills. While crossing the street, he is knocked over by Sophie. She takes care of Akash and soon they begin a romantic relationship. Sophie is impressed by Akash's talent and gets him an engagement at her father's diner. At the diner, a retired actor, Pramod Simha, notices Akash and invites him to give a private performance for his wedding anniversary. Akash arrives at the Sinha's flat and Pramod's wife Simi opens the door. Simi, to avoid a nosy neighbor who happened to be watching and seeing that Akash is blind, lets Akash inside to play the piano. Akash sees Pramod's dead body nearby but has to feign ignorance and continue to play due to his act of being disabled. He also sees Manohar, Simi's paramour, hiding in the bathroom. Simi and Manohar clean the crime scene and stuff the body into a suitcase while Akash plays. Akash tries to report the murder to the police, but is dissuaded when he discovers that Manohar is a police inspector. Meanwhile, Simi overhears her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Deezer, talking to a police officer about seeing an unknown man going to the Sinha's flat the day of Pramod's murder. Simi later kills Mrs. Deezer by pushing her off the ledge of their apartment. Akash happens to see the murder when he arrives to give piano lessons to Pramod's daughter, but is forced to continue feigning blindness. Later, Simi goes to Akash's home and pulls out a gun, forcing Akash to admit faking his blindness. He says he will leave for London and keep Simi's secret, but she drugs him. A neighbor's child, suspicious of Akash's blindness, records a video of Akash fully able to see and shows it to Sophie. As she arrives, Simi arranges things to look like she and Akash had slept together. Furious and heartbroken, Sophie leaves Akash. When he wakes up, he realizes that he has been blinded from the drug Simi gave him. Manohar comes to Akash's home to kill him. Akash barely escapes, but faints after hitting a telephone pole. Uddharan Chennai. Akash wakes up in an illegal organ harvesting clinic. Dr. Swami and his assistants Murli and Sekhu decide to spare Akash when he reveals he has information that will make them millions. They kidnap Simi, stage a suicide scene, and blackmail Manohar. However, Murli and Sekhu double-cross Akash, tie him up with Simi, and plan to take the money themselves. Manohar shoots Murli but is trapped in an elevator and accidentally shoots and kills himself. The money is revealed to be counterfeit. Uddharan. Simi helps Akash free himself and he removes Simi's blindfold, while he is trying to find an escape for the both of them. Simi frees herself and attacks him. Swami enters. After a brief fight, he and Akash knock Simi out, tie her up in the boot of a car, and drive away. Swami reveals that Simi has a rare blood type and that her organs would sell for millions. He also plans to use her corneas to restore Akash's sight. Uddharan Chennai. 2 years later at a gig in Krakow, Sophie finds Akash. Akash tells her the whole story, explaining that after he and Swami drove away with Simi in the car boot, the latter awoke and began making noise. Swami stopped the car to sedate her again, but she overpowered him and seized the wheel. Akash, thinking Swami was still driving, tried to persuade him to release Simi. She dropped Akash off and tried to run him over. A nearby hunter, trying to kill a hare, missed his shot, causing the hare to jump and hit the windshield. Simi lost control of the car and was killed. Uddharan. After listening to Akash's story, Sophie tells him that he should have accepted Swami's offer. Akash quietly walks away. After a while, he uses his cane to knock a can out of his path.